2012 fall season is here, and so is the first full season of the Carolina Sports District, also known as TCSD. Let's go. Welcome to the Carolina Sports District, the sports show for the youth. We feel that the high school all the way up to the pros have all the media attention, but when it comes to middle school and the youth recreational leagues, they have no love.
Yeah, you can catch us in various locations, from restaurants, from here in the studio, and also, yes, the football field. We'll be covering highlights and news updates of our youth from all around 20 weeks.
Oh yeah, you're right on it, man. We're going to have rivalry of the week, games of the week, even the fan of the week, and we're going to have some special guests come through.
Kenneth Moore out of Wake Forest from the 5. And across the 20. This will give him some life with a man to beat. And out of bounds. Looked like Carolina man.
Like Kenny Moore.
Yes, sir.
A sports player who played in all the different levels.
Yes, sir. Speaking of the Mr. Baller, Kenny Moore, I got a question for you, man, to start this out. When did you first begin to play sports?
Man, I have to say I started playing football, sports, basketball, baseball. Probably as soon as I came out of my mom's womb, man, I was ready to go. I was, I see baby pictures of me with a little baseball in my hand and just thinking about it, man. So I've definitely been playing sports since I was an infant.
Is there any difference between the different playing levels?
It's different. There's a difference between every level. It's always going to be, be a little bit bigger, be a little bit faster. It's going to be a mental game. I think that's the biggest part of sports now is just how mental it is. People can't just come out there and just think this athletic ability is going to get you where you need to be. It's very mental. You have to be very intelligent to pick up the game.
All right, man. So you got the experience, and you know that it's different. We have these young athletes. They want to be able to do what you did. Take this opportunity right now and tell them, give them advice on what they can do to have a better transition as they go from level to level.
I think the biggest thing right now is just hard work. Is not thinking too much at the wrong time. I think right now you have to really come into it and grasp each level that you're at. I think it's important to be like, if I'm a high school football player or basketball player, wherever I am, I want to be the best player at that level. And that was the biggest thing that I really held my hat on is I want to be the best high school football player. Right, as soon as I became the best high school football player, I was like, all right, I want to be the best college football player. And then from college to the pro. So that's the biggest thing is always dream big, but always focus on what you can handle at that moment.
Right. There's a lot of things going on and around in the little leagues, like the Ballantine Gators. They are like so good, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's a difference between having a good team in your organization and then having a great organization. It's a lot of things that go within, having a great organization. You want to have, really cater to these kids, really teach them the game, really show them the different techniques and work ethics that's important for them to be, great.
I see, but the real reason why we're just mentioning them is just because they just moved from the NCYFL to the PYFL.
And speaking of their move, we do have to mention that they did have success. They had a couple of teams in the playoffs. Matter of fact, their junior college team beat a very talented c-meck Tar Heels team in the championship. So they did make the move, but I don't think it's because of success. But I think they want to take on some different competition.
Now let's talk about the move, actually, or what kind of differences are they going to have to deal with?
It's going to be a big difference. Them going from the the NCYFL to the PYFL. Right. That's like going from the ACC to the SEC. That's going to be a big difference. You're going to really have to come in and it's the weight difference is going to be obviously a problem or issue that you're really going to have to take heed at and really understand. So they're going to really have to really make some adjustments to be able to adapt.
Because the PYFL, they got a different weight.
Yeah, they got a different weight. So I guess you can be 7 or 8 and still be like 200 pounds when you get down. So you're gonna really have to look at that and see if your kids and their mindset, they can really handle those things. So it's gonna be an adjustment for them, and they're gonna really have to adjust well to be dominant as they was last year.
At this point, we're going to go through the superlatives from last year, starting with the rivalry of the year.
Yes, the rivalry of the year. We talking Cowboys, Redskins action here, but we're talking about the Mint Hill Tigers and the Ballantyne Gators. Now, Ballantyne Gators, they were the underdogs. A lot of people didn't think they would be able to pull off the upset, but they did. Let me tell you something. The Mint Hill supporting crew, I'm talking parents, coaches, were not pleased.
Nope.
And they had the opportunity
They had to get them back.
to face them again in the semifinals, and they did get them back in the victory to go on to the championship.
So what about the game of the year?
The game of the year was a great game all the way down to the end. Nail biter. I mean, some arguing, some fans, you know, a little bit of mad, but it was between the Clemson Tigers and the Tennessee Volunteers. It was a great game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so the play of the game, did it come from the game of the year?
It had to. It had to, man. Anytime you had one play left, do or die situation, you're down by 6 points, you give the football to one of your best skilled players on a reverse. From their own 45-yard line, and he runs to the way into the reverse direction. The whole defense pursues. He do a little magic footwork, turn that thing back around. He going this way while the defense is on the other side.
He did the Barry Sanders?
Barry Sanders up the sideline, ties the game, and go into overtime to yes. Upset.
Well, I'm going to say the battle of the year was the GCYAA Mint Hill Volunteers and the Northside Hurricane. Woo! Those two running backs, I'm telling you, that's really battle of the year.
The double trouble back there.
Double trouble.
Well, they're on different teams though, so I guess he's going head to head with each other, so it's a little different.
What about the Mr. Untouchable MVP?
Player of the year?
Yeah.
Man, it would have to be the c-meck Tar Heels number 40. Yo, just say AP. You know what I mean by AP? Adrian Peterson. I'm telling you, man, when the dude runs, it takes about 6 guys to bring him down. About 6 guys to bring him down. Matter of fact, he's playing for Independence this year, so we got to keep a lookout on him. See how he does.
The seesaw for him.
What about the pound for pound? When I say pound for pound, I mean like someone who could be like little leagues that could play in the big leagues. They pound for pound. They
So
could
like a big muscle out there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the pound for pound is New Birth Steelers. They got some kid out there they really getting the job done. I know we might have to check them a little bit, make sure they're doing things right.
Uh-oh. And the Hypest Team Award has to go to Cowboys. Oh my God.
How about them Cowboys? How about them?
When they get out the gates, man.
America's team. They got that swag coming on the field already.
Oh yeah.
Before we close up though, I got a question. What league do you think is better?
That's a tough question, man, because there's so many leagues out here, so much competition. You got guys that's growing up playing outside most of their life, so they might have a little edge from the other guys. You got guys over here that's been doing ladder drills since they can't come out. So, you know, it's a lot of competition. So it's hard to just, you know, really say like this lead is the one. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I totally agree, man. I totally agree. Not only, like he said, it's a lot of different competition, but like he also said, just piggyback off of what he said, you got one league that might just be focused on speed, athleticism, another one may be size.
Well, I mean, okay, so since you guys can't really answer that question, what do you guys think about having the champion from each team play each other?
I think that's the greatest thing ever. I think it's a way to really set the score. We are the best team, no question. We proved it. We'll show you. Find the 2 best teams out of all these leagues, and let's get after it.
And there you have it. That's the end of this week's episode of TCSD, the Carolina Sports District. And remember to follow us on Twitter, find us on Facebook. Anywhere you see our red shirts, we're filming your game. So, yep. And there you have it.